From watching a scary horror movie in the theater to almost being the victim of the movie's reality itself, these are indeed true movie theater horror stories that you shouldn't experience. So join me as I take you on this theater story journey of mine. Story 1. Movies are not always mere imaginations. It was a beautiful week, and I planned on making up for my girlfriend for the wrong done to her by taking her friend out to a party when she was not feeling well. Although I tried explaining to her that I never knew Sasha was one of her friends, this is because I never knew all her friends. But she was mad at me even though nothing happened between us. Moreover, it was just a one-night outing. Sasha has been giving me the green light, so I decided to seal it off with her by taking her out. I also used that opportunity to tell her to stay off, but my girlfriend had a problem with that. Girls are always jealous of themselves for one reason or another. I can understand that. Moreover, it is best to always protect what you have, as my girlfriend will always say. To make amends, I had intended to take her to see her favorite new seasonal movie, Handy Hall, at the theater this coming weekend. She was taken aback and thrilled when I purchased the ticket and arrived at her house. I was also pleased about this, and we discussed our next course of action. We arrived promptly, grabbed some refreshments, and used the number tags to find our seats with ease. We went directly there and took seats beside one another. She clung to me, and I used the chance to reassure her that no matter what, I would always be by her side, and she shouldn't ever question it. We were watching a horror movie in this season of Handy Hall. It talks about cannibals who, after eating the human flesh, sell the bones to disguised scientists for experiments. But luck runs out of them one day, and the unity that once existed between them in this business is punctured by greed. The scientists became victims of the same species they were once friends and business partners with. Thus, the ones that escaped vowed to take it out on the fans of the Handy Hall movies to keep business afloat. The acclaimed scientist attack promises to start with theatergoers, but many fans are not aware of this secret vendetta against them. Although information like this usually flies secretly, not this particular one. People still go to the theater to watch their favorite season of Handy Hall movies. Some weeks ago, it was rumored in some places that theatergoers were attacked, and some of their body parts were missing at the spot before the police arrived. Scary though, but not to me or my girlfriend. We are a perfect match. My girlfriend and I were among the first couple to get to the theater, but there was no suspicion of any lethal attack. When this movie started, I could sense the visible eyes of a bulky man seated at the end of the hall, glancing sideways from time to time to look at everyone in the hall, watching out for their reaction as every scene unfolded. I could also sense the fear in some of the couples on the other side of the hall. I wondered why one should be afraid of something that is not real. Moreover, why come to a movie you bought tickets for and be shivering in your seats, but then it is none of my damn headache? Continually, I glance at my girlfriend to see if she is having the same chills, but she's cool and fearless. Before I could continue my observation of the hall and my girlfriend, I saw this bulky man close to the frightened couple on the other side, with something that I could not see from my angle. But I tried to look around for security personnel who were still on duty, but at this time, none were in sight. Moreover, there had been some noise coming from the other hall, and the security men were crowded there. The fearful couple was further shocked by the sight of this bulky stranger who was looking directly at them and offered to sit in their middle. But this time, I stood up, holding my girl's soft palm, looking around for the closest security exit. On seeing my move, he quickly tucked something into his pocket and told me to relax, and that the security men were not coming anytime soon. He started making sarcastic and scary comments about the movie we had been watching. He frowned at my girlfriend and told me that if I made any move, she would be the first victim. Now I know what I was into, but I have to take a risk for me and my girlfriend. I whispered into her ears not to be afraid that I got this on hold. Meanwhile, The bulky guy was a bit distracted by watching the fearful, freezing couple and us at the same time. When he's looking at them, we shift close to the emergency buzz button and he seems not to notice. With a quick but skillful move, I made for the buttons with a dash, and on the alarms went. Quickly, he brought a silver gun and fired, and I shoved my girlfriend into the underseat. The security men rushed in with guns, but he escaped unnoticed. How smart, I thought, but not so fast as to escape the chaotic queue at the front of the movie theater, due to the havoc his counterpart committed at the other hall by strangling an elderly woman watching season 1 of the same movie. They were both apprehended and jailed for life after exposing their mission and vendetta to the world. I got some splits of the bullet on my ankles, but they have been taken care of by Medicare. My girlfriend now calls me a hero, and the fearful couple rewarded me with a huge sum. I'm a big boy. Maybe I should join the cops. Story 2. The embarrassment that made me a better adult. I burst into a movie that was making its debut in the cinema years ago when I was a high school student. I drove off with a few of my friends. We arrived on schedule, had plenty of time to explore the area, met some strange guys who had weird hairstyles, and had a great day. With these men around, it got off to a great start and is going to be the best night of my life. Tonight is the night we will create history free from adult or parental nags. They took care of my companion's drinks, munchies, and bowls of hot, crispy popcorn. Even though we had never met, we got along well tonight and sat like a pair. I never thought, nor did my friends, that these people had committed crimes worse than those committed by criminals. The police department desires things like neighborhood thuggery and drug sales. Their tonight's appearance is a complete makeup job, a front for who they really are. Their restless demeanor and nervous glances at the individuals in the hallway were palpable. I didn't mind at first, but as the movie went on, a secret investigator entered and took a seat next to us. His eyes were on us, seeing young girls in these movies, even if he was initially unable to see them. He scowled and continued. The odd guys with us quickly became more anxious than we had asked them to be. Why are you all acting so strangely? Are we cool? However, they apologized for their attitude, got up, and said something about being excused for a while. The investigator, who had been watching them intently at this moment, stood and whispered to the security guard, after which all exits were sealed, and it was declared that nobody was going out of the hallway. They attempted to flee after we had all been thoroughly screened and had gone through security, but the detective in front of us was skilled at his work and could have taken care of the 4 of them with a single swipe of his hand. In addition, we were also detained for interrogation. How unfortunate. The same parents that helped us were the ones we never wanted to know where we were. We received a warning to avoid crooks and criminal conduct. We praised God that we were still children, because otherwise, we most likely would have faced legal action for encouraging criminal activity. I learned something that, in retrospect, I regret, but as I've grown up, I'm pleased I did. Furthermore, it has been quite helpful in forming my activities, businesses, and way of life. I still think there's a reason behind some events. Even if it is embarrassing, we do not want them to. But they do contribute to our development as responsible people and citizens. Do you love scary stories? Check out our previous video. Do not miss it.